From a ghostly soldier who died but turned up the next day for his squadron's photo, to ghostly figures appearing next to an altar in a church, we take a look at 12 of the creepiest ghost photos ever taken. Number 12. Backseat drivers. As any devoted daughter would do, a woman named Mrs. Chinnery went to the cemetery to visit the grave of her mother in 1959. She, of course, took some photos of the gravesite, and after heading back toward the car, she snapped this picture of her husband sitting in the passenger seat alone. When the film was developed, the outcome was unexpected. There was a figure in the back seat wearing glasses. According to Mrs. Chinnery, the backseat driver was her own mother, whose gravesite she was standing next to when the picture was taken. Number 11. Queen's House Staircase. In 1966, a retired clergyman from White Rock, British Columbia named Ralph Hardy took this now famous photograph. He was just trying to get a picture of the elegant spiral staircase in the Queen's House section of the Maritime Museum in Greenwich, England. The unexpected result, however, showed a shrouded figure climbing the stairs, with both hands seeming to hold the railing. The original negative was examined, including by experts from Kodak. Their conclusion? The negative had not been tampered with. Number 10. The Ghost in the Burning Building. Wem Town Hall in Shropshire, England burned to the ground on November 19, 1995. The old building, built in 1905, drew a crowd of spectators as it was consumed by the flames. One local resident, Tony O'Reilly, was one of the onlookers and snapped a couple pictures of the spectacle with a telephoto lens. In one of those photos, you can see what looks like a small, partially transparent girl standing in the doorway. Number 9. Grandpa's Ghost. Denise Russell sent in this photo. In her own words, quote, "The lady in the color photo is my granny. She lived on her own until age 94, when her mind started to weaken and had to be moved to an assisted living home for her own safety. At the end of the first week, there was a picnic for the residents and their families. My mother and sister attended. My sister took 2 pictures that day, and this is one of them. It was taken on Sunday, August 17, 1997, and we think the man behind her is my grandpa, who passed away on Sunday, August 14, 1984. Number 8. The Phantom Pilot. We've all seen it before. The retired helicopter sits out, and lots of people think it'll be great to have a picture of them sitting in the cockpit. Mrs. Sayer and some of her friends thought the exact same thing. According to Mrs. Sayer, no one was sitting next to her in the pilot seat. Here, a figure in a white shirt can be clearly seen sitting there. In an interview with an investigator from the Society of Psychical Research, she explained that even though it was a hot day, she remembered feeling rather cold sitting in that seat. Number 7. Ghostly Grip. In Manila, in the Republic of the Philippines, this interesting photo was snapped somewhere around the year 2000. 2 girlfriends were out for a walk one night, according to the Ghost Research Society, when one of them asked a passing stranger to snap a photograph of them on her cell phone. What you see here is the result. A transparent figure seeming to grab the girl's arm with a firm yet friendly grip. Number 6. Haunted Bureau. This photo was taken by Montague Cooper, a well-known and respected photographer of the 20th century. A furniture dealer requested a picture of this beautiful Queen Anne-style bureau. Cooper could not explain, however, the origin of the transparent hand that appears to rest near the top of the bureau. Might it be the ghost of a previous owner who just wasn't ready to let it go? Number 5. The Brown Lady. 2 photographers of Country Life magazine snapped this photo in 1936 at Rainham Hall in Norfolk, England. Rainham Hall does have a reputation to be haunted by the ghost of Lady Dorothy Townshend. She died in 1726, and her ghost is said to have been seen on many occasions over the years. Here it was witnessed descending the stairs by the Country Life photographers. They quickly grabbed their cameras, and the creepy results are what you see here. Number 4. Freddie Jackson. Freddie Jackson's squadron served aboard the HMS Daedalus. Freddie himself was a mechanic in the Royal Air Force during World War I. He was killed in 1919 after being hit by an airplane propeller. His squadron assembled for a group photo 2 days later, and like any good seaman, Freddie faithfully showed up for his picture, smiling just behind the ear of a fellow shipmate. Apparently, nobody bothered to tell Freddie that he was dead. Number 3. The Hampton Court Ghost. Located near London, Hampton Court was one of Henry VIII's favorite hangouts. This picture became fairly well known after it was released in December of 2003. Inside the castle, a fire door was repeatedly found opened, supposedly when no one was around. After guards finally checked the security tapes, they spotted this figure in period costume walking through the door. Castle personnel swear they don't even have a costume that looks like this, and they have no idea who actually did this. Number 2. Ghost in the Choir Loft. Photographer Chris Brackley snapped this photograph of the interior of London's St. Botolph's Church in 1982. He had no idea what he would find on the film. Inside the church, high in the loft, in the upper right-hand corner of this photograph, is what appears to be the transparent form of a woman. To Brackley's knowledge, only 3 people were in the church at the time of the photo, but none of them were actually in the loft. Number 1. The NEWBY Church Monk. This is what came out of a picture taken by Reverend K.F. Lord of the altar at his church in North Yorkshire, England. Photographic experts have thoroughly examined the picture and the negative, and have been unable to find any evidence that it was artificially altered or a result of double exposure. Whatever it is that's pictured here is apparently calculated to be about 9 feet tall, and to be clear, there are no records of 9-foot-tall monks being a part of NEWBY Church.